Hey friends, here at Mike's Music in Newport, Kentucky. I have known Mike, I think, for 30 years.
Probably at least, yeah.
When I was still touring as a sideman for people in Nashville, sometimes when I had downtime and Mike was just getting his store started, I would go down and just sit in the store so you could go out and look at guitars.
Yeah.
Pretend I was actually working there, but I would just walk around and play guitars. Mike has become one of the biggest, most well-respected vintage guitar dealers in the world, actually.
Infamous.
Infamous. I don't think infamous. Famous is more like it. Even though his name might not be as commonly spoken as someone like George Gruen or something, Mike's collection, from my perspective, far surpasses, gosh, I think any place I've been, honestly.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I haven't been in the vaults at Norm's or anything, but my goodness, Mike has some amazing, amazing guitars. So I'm really glad, Mike, thanks for letting me come here and play today. Today we are looking at a 1960 Gibson Les Paul Custom. Gibson started making solid body guitars around 1951. They were trying to compete a little bit with Fender. Fender was kind of like the low-end car company guitar, right? Like they were kind of like erector set, mass production. So Gibson's first solid body guitar was a Les Paul, and they wanted it to be super classy, so they painted it with gold because they wanted to distinguish it a little bit from Fender's like car colors. But Les Paul himself, who was kind of beautifully cantankerous, didn't like that because he didn't think it was fancy enough. So he asked them to make something that looked like a tuxedo. So they made a custom, which was black with white trim, so it would look like a tuxedo. The other way that they were trying to up the ante with the custom is by giving it 3 pickups instead of 2, which is something I've never really understood, but it was a thing, and apparently it worked.
Sure.
A regular Les Paul is a mahogany body, and it has a maple cap. The idea is that the maple makes it a little brighter and springier, but the customs were solid mahogany. So, and these were not caps either, right?
No.
They were just carved from one.
There's a few of them that are weird. But
yeah.
They actually made a couple even that were hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really
I did not know that.
And, I think they kind of compensated for that brightness with the ebony board.
Right.
It's much darker and what some people would consider brighter sounding.
Right. So the other thing they have is a real ebony fingerboard and actual mother of pearl, not the faux mother of pearl that other Gibsons would have had. So this was like the super deluxe version of the guitar. And the fact that there's only a handful of these and that it has these pickups in it alone would make this guitar incredibly desirable by anyone who plays or collects. But this particular guitar happens to have been owned by Neal Schon, who at the age of 17 was playing guitar for the Santana band, later went on to found a band that had some success called Journey. And so this is literally the guitar that you hear on those first 2 Journey records. Not every single song, but on and off. And you can get on YouTube and see him playing this guitar on Lovin, Touchin, Squeezin, and
Wheel in the Sky maybe too.
Oh, really? Wheel in the Sky?
Maybe. Yeah.
Right on.
I can't remember all of them. Definitely in a few videos.
So just a incredibly a rare guitar on its own, but also being owned by Neal. So remind me how you access the middle pickup.
So it's confusing on these, and one of the things that Neal did is he changed a lot of things.
Okay,
so
right on.
Whether or not this guitar is still like this or not, I don't know. But on a normal, most of the time, and Gibson did all kinds of weird things, so it's not always the case, but you have a neck pickup, and then these 2 pickups.
Oh.
And then this pickup.
Interesting.
And then you have 2 volumes and 2 tones.
So there wasn't an option for all 3 originally?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
Kind of like
Fender. A lot
Fender.
of times they were screwed with, and occasionally it'll be neck, these 2 pickups, and this one alone.
Oh, interesting.
And sometimes there's phasing issues and all kinds of different things.
Right.
They did,
Right.
Well, someone got through the factory.
It might have been Frampton that they took the middle pickup and just gave it its own volume control.
A lot of people did.
So it was regular setup, and then you could just add that to either one, which is kind of a cool system.
Yeah.
So it still has just a beautiful sound. It's relatively light, I would say, for a custom.
it is
Customs
fairly
tend to be a
light.
little bit heavy.
Yeah, that's probably less than 9 pounds. That's probably like 8.
Yeah.
It is light. They tend to be at least 9.
Yeah, being solid mahogany and then having 3 pickups. There's a lot of hardware in there.
Absolutely.
But what a great guitar. So go online and check out Neal Schon's 1960 Gibson Les Paul Custom. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Rich.